Hello and welcome back to another video on Phil's Salvage Rebuilds. Now before we get going, get your mouse cursor down to the bottom right hand corner of your screen and press that subscribe button. Then you can follow us on the journey of putting this Corsa VXR and many other cars back on the road to the former glory. So like I said, today we're back on the Corsa VXR Nurburgring edition, and there's a few plans for today. The main thing I want to do is get this radiator pack back into the car, get the coolant system all filled up and bled, and get this car run up to temp for the first time, just so we can make sure there's no other issues, nothing that we haven't seen, should I say. Okay, yeah, so sorry about that. So I got this complete radiator pack, radiator, aircon rad, intercooler with the fan assembly, second hand, for £40 I think it was. Individually you're talking, you know, £60 per item there, so yeah, I know it's second hand, but we're not trying to put this car back to as new condition, we're trying to put it back to as good as it was pre-crash. So we're not trying to buy brand new everything, we're trying to do it on a budget, but to the condition that it was at least as good as before. So that was £40, so we're going to get all that fit in, all plumbed back up, like I said, filled with coolant, run up to temp. I've also got the, remember the fuse in this box that I've linked out? There was a guy that mentioned, obviously you've got to make sure you change that fuse, which I have done, I will do, should I say. I've got it today, I will show it. It's exactly the same ampage, 80 amp, so we'll get that swapped out today. What else are we doing? I've made a start on the repair of the bumper. I know it doesn't look pretty right now, but it's all solid, it's all, you know, fixed from behind. So the next step is to get this back on the car to make sure when we do the flexible filler on the front that we get it to the right shape of the other side, and it, as it is loose, you just can't do it. So bearing that in mind, what I've also done is got a replacement grille, because this is where the impact was on the old one, so it's badly misshaped. Got a replacement that has not had any damage, so then when this goes in the back of the bumper, it will position the bumper in the right place as well, which will help us when we come to doing the flexible filler, and you know, obviously then the primer and paint and stuff. So we need to fit that to the bumper, and then I want to fit the bumper back to the car, and then when it's on the car in another video, then I can start to do the repair on the bumper with a flexible filler and the primer and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, and one last thing, we've got a header bottle. The tab that fixes it to the front panel had broke, so I think I showed you that last time anyway. So we've got the header bottle, we need to just swap over that hose and get that fit, and then we can fill it with coolant. So we'll go straight in and whack the radiator pack straight back in now. I'll take that intercooler back off, I think, and just put that whole pack on in one go. We'll end up with a spare intercooler. If anyone wants an intercooler, give me a shout. You pay for postage, you can have it, no problem. And that's it. So yeah, we'll crack on with that. So there we go, we got our rad pack in. I hope that came across on video just as hard as it was in real. I think I mentioned on a previous video, these rad packs go upwards into the slam panel. So the alley bar here, you have to sit the rad pack into it and then lift the whole thing up and then put a bolt in the bottom of that corner, and that bottom corner without it all falling out. So I'm sure you can understand it was pretty difficult on my own, that. But we've got it in, so we can go ahead now. We can connect up the aircon, we can connect back up the intercooler, fasten them back on properly, we can then go ahead and plumb the radiators back up, get the header bottle back in, plug back in the fan assembly, and then we'll be ready to refill this back up with coolant. Okie dokie, we have come across a slight problem, a little bit of extra damage we didn't know about. So I was fitting this header bottle basically, and I was trying to figure out why you would just have two pipes connecting to each other, but you don't. This piece goes down, connects onto that, and then these two connect to both sides of it, like so. The problem is, not only is this piece broke, but the housing it fixes to is also broke on the back end. So I'm going to have to source a second-hand one of these housings. I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what it is. I'm guessing it's the thermostat housing, I'd guess. But I'll have a look on, if anyone watching knows what that is, leave it in the comments. I'm going to guess it's a thermostat housing. So I'll have to have a look now on eBay and try and find one of them with this piece, which unfortunately is going to stop us from filling the coolant system up, because it's just going to leak out there. So it won't stop us from doing the bumper. Obviously we can still throw that on, and don't forget we've also got the strip fuse to put in there yet. So we'll crack on with them. I'll grab the strip fuse and we'll get that in place, just so you guys know I've done it. I'll show it you. And then the last thing we're going to be able to do now is put that bumper on. Get that in place, ready for us to start doing the flexible filler on the front of it and prepping it. Alright, so there we go. There's the 80 amp fuse, the one that I've leaked out. This is my replacement 80 amp fuse. So we're simply just going to undo the two 8mm nuts, take out my link, remove the old fuse, and then just replace it with the new one. And there we go, swapped over. Old one, new one. Right, so that will solve our power steering problems and ABS problems. Never to be seen again, hopefully. So to finish off then, we'll throw this front bumper back on. Then we can, like I said, we can start to prep it then on another video and get that fixed properly. I think I remember it. Oh no, we need to put the grill in first, don't we? We need to put the grill in the back of it first, and then we'll throw it on. Got that grill in, and like I presumed, it's straightened up this nice and made it rigid. We've got a bit of work to do. I'm probably gonna file that right down, sand it right down to get our good lines back after with the filler. But I'm happy with it so far. The back of these grills, there are a series of little tabs that push through, and then you push this metal clip on, and they're all the way, over there, all the way around. And it holds on really well, actually, really rigid. So, last job now, we'll throw this bumper back on, tighten it up, see what it looks like. Right, so I've put the bumper in place. Now, bearing in mind this is only on temporary, like I said, so we can play with this bumper, get the filler on nice, so we know that it looks good before we actually paint it. So it's only on temporary. It's going to come back off to be painted, but with the new slam panel on and stuff, it's looking like it's taking shape. I don't think there's going to be any issues with this bumper when it's actually finished. These grazes, if you put a buffer across that, 90% of that will come out, except for these little bits. So that's not an issue. We can put a little bit of filler in there. Obviously the major part is going to be here. I'm going to have to fill that in. Proper sand all this down a lot before the flexible filler goes on. Do some work with that. But we know exactly where it needs to be now with the grilling and on the car, which is what I was after. So I am having a massive issue with these headlights. You see, this car came with the xenon lights, but with the black inlays. They didn't all come with xenons, and they were all black inlays, so they're quite a rare headlight to get hold of. I'll put a picture up now on the side of the exact headlight. They're a Valio unit, and the cheapest I've managed to find them for, brand new, is pretty much £300 each. There is not any second hand for sale anywhere. So if any of you lot somehow manage to be able to get discount at Valio, let me know. If you know of any anywhere, let me know. I'll put the part numbers down in the description. And now I'm also going to put up another picture for you. Now this picture is of a aftermarket set of headlights. They direct fitment except for minor wiring adjustments, and for the pair you're looking about £300. So there's a saving of about £300 there. In my opinion, I think it should have the originals on, regardless of what it costs. But I would like your opinion, what you think, standard or the aftermarket. And like I say, if anyone knows of anyone who has a set, second hand or brand new at a decent price, please do let me know. Okay, so not a perfect day by any means. It feels a bit like it's 2 steps forwards and 1 step back, but that generally is how it goes with these cars. There's always some little fitting or bit of pipe or tubing or something, you know, you don't know you need until you need it. So at which point, you know, your tool's down and you've got to wait and get it ordered. But I'll get onto eBay now, I'll find that part, and then in the next video we can eventually get it, you know, up to temp with a coolant in it and see how she runs. But today hopefully we've got rid of the power steering issue completely. We've got the bumper on, temporary, so we can, you know, start the work on making it look right, get them cracks fixed properly from the outside. On the inside it's all resined up, it's solid, and I may show that in another video. I'm not too sure. I did record it, but I'm not too sure it made really good videoing, really, to be honest with you. So that is going to be it for today. Thank you very much again for tuning in. It's very much appreciated. Yeah, that's about it really. So yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye.